Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another show. My name is Tyler, and I'm here with Matt, the founder of ORATS. ORATS is an options analytics platform built on top of over 15 years of historical options data. Our dashboard is integrated with Tradier, meaning you can research and discover trades on our platform and then seamlessly send them through to your Trader brokerage account. Today on the show, we're going to be discussing how to customize your options backtests with AI. Matt, do you want to share your screen and get us started?
Sure. Yeah, we've done a lot. ORATS has been on the forefront of integrating with AI, with Auto, and now with some of our tools and the CLI, which we talked about on the previous show. So if you want to see that, where you could ask direct questions about the data, you can go check that out. And we're going to continue to add in more and more APIs in the future, so it's quite exciting. But this time we're going to be talking about like setting up backtests and how AI could help you do that. So I just want to see what's going on in the market today. We could get some ideas about what kind of a trade we want to do. Well, there's Nvidia coming out with earnings, so let's. That's pretty obvious. So let's take a look at Nvidia. All right, so it's coming out tomorrow, one DTE after the close. Let's check out what's going on with Nvidia. So it's implied for a 6% move. It's been moving over the last 12 quarters at 7.5, and implied at 6. Or no, the actual move has been less than the implied move. And you could see that it's kind of coming down. We have this new thing that's really cool, like what is XLK's implied, so all the components of XLK, and that is February 6.3, now 6.4. So that gives you another reference point, like a relative reference, not just absolute. So so this earnings is quite a bit higher of an implied earnings move in the XLK than usual, but Nvidia is a lot lower than it usually is. So maybe we're buyers of Nvidia a move this quarter.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you look at it, there are 12 historical moves in Nvidia, and what we plot here, the green or red is like where did Nvidia actually go as the dot? Where was an implied to move? The implied move is the shaded area. So these dots need to be usually outside of the implied move in order for you to make money. It hasn't been lately, but a lot of the things that I've seen with implied earnings moves is the next earnings will be reflective of the earnings before, meaning there's some recency bias. So they're bringing it down quite a bit, but I think that now you could bet on. I'd be a better of it going outside. So what we could do again is now go to the Backtester, and you could get there this way or other ways. So custom Backtester, we have an end of day, and we're teasing out the intraday where we have alpha users on it now. But what we want to click on is this AI part. So this will help us set up a backtest, which is quite convenient. So we could say Nvidia long vol earnings trade, and hit enter, and it'll start to do some stuff, and it'll give us a suggestion here. So long straddle, that's one way to do it. And you could do it before and after earnings. So let's go long vol. And now I want to get a little bit more specific. So I don't want to do maybe a straddle. Let's do a strangle. and then shorter term.
I like that it kind of explains like a summary of the backtest it created.
Yeah.
And also you can, it only runs, it doesn't run the backtest. It just generates the inputs. So if you scroll down, obviously it's already created the NVIDIA input, the strategy, and those kind of things.
Yeah, good point. So yeah, first of all, we'll run the backtest, but secondly, let's just take a look at it and make sure they're, because now we could go edit it. Like, is this 30 delta? Is that what we want? We could go out of the money a little bit more, 20 delta, run that. So it's already going to do 1 to 5 days before. So that's fine. And then it's going to get out. So we don't have an exit date parameter here. So let's just see if we could ask it that. See if that'll help. We're too lazy to put it in ourselves.
I wonder if that's going to exit the day after. It's funny how sometimes it can misinterpret what you're doing. Although I did add it there.
Yeah. So we'll click on that because the other one would just hold it to expiration.
It changed the entry earnings though from 5 to 10 days before.
Oh, it did. All right. Well, maybe because of that, but we could go back. We could go, 2 to 5, whatever. And then what I like to do is just put notes here. Like here's a long strangle. Like this is, exit at expiration, right? And then what else? We get, so I like to put in, it has, you could read a lot of the things here, but you might want to know this. So let's just look at what this is doing. So there's one here. What did it do? So this is a 190, 180. So this is a 30 delta one, and didn't do that well there. Let's go to 2025. So yeah, I mean, we're seeing where Nvidia, you're losing a lot here, but like, it made a little here in November. Is that consistent? I could open another one. You could open as many ones as you want here. So let's just see it. Let's look at the earnings for Nvidia. We're going to want to see like, so here's Nova. It didn't even move that much and it made some money. So that's nice. Like you might want to have made some money in February of 25. So let's see how it did there. Let's go down to the February. So here's the February trade. So it did okay on this one. And so let's see. Oh, got in and got out of that one. And then let's see. It should have made a lot of money in February of 24. So let's look at that one. It didn't. So what did it do? Well, it was very expensive strangle, and it didn't get out to those levels.
So yeah, I have a few questions here. So one, there's 2 trades there on the 12th and the 16th.
Yeah.
Why are there 2 trades?
That's a good question. Let's ask the programmer.
I think it might have been entering 2 to 10 days because we have the entry thing set at 2 to 10 days before.
Yes, that's a good point. So I think that what we need to be looking at is, these numbers, they might be holding it longer than the because it could be exiting at 4 days. That's good.
Right.
So let's do like a 14-day hold. And then there should only be one.
And then that way, when it enters, it just strictly exits. Although I wonder if it's if it's saying if our entry date trigger is set to 2 to 10 days before, if it's just going to check, oh, it's 1 to 5. Is it just going to check 5 days before and then enter a new trade 4 days before and then enter a new trade 3 days before? So we might need to change the entry days.
I don't think so, because it was, I think it got out before, it got out before the other one that we saw here. Are we running this one? Yeah, so we're running this one. And again, this isn't going to show it doing well overall in the test, but we want to see, that it's making money when it trades and there's earnings that's outside outsized earnings, right? So we could do like something weird, like a reverse iron condor. That's a little bit less. That's a little bit less, I would say, risky, or it doesn't, because you have a long and a short on each side, so you're just trying to get that, get it to go to that level. So didn't do the reverse iron condor. Oh, long strangle. That's why. It's probably confused. Yeah. So I mean, you gotta give it good instructions.
Yeah, good instructions are important. Definitely. And once we kind of figure out what's going on with these back tests, I want to look at. Oh yeah, there you go.
So that's cool. So just and check it out, like 7 to 21. So this is earnings days before 1 to 14. So let's just do 1 to 5, and then because you do want to check it over, because it's as we know, AI is not perfect, and so let's check that. Actually, let's check the strike width. So 1 minus 2. Yeah, so that's positive. Okay, so it's all going down. So this should work.
Is that a reverse iron condor?
Yeah, because you're buying the guts.
Nice.
So let's get a little bit more in the money and run that. So we'll try that out. Let's see. I don't know. Will it do a double diagonal?
Let's find out.
Let's push this thing.
Test how smart it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should look at sometimes when there are no results, or when there are no results in your backtest, you can click on it, and there will be a why are there no results with AI button that pops up. So you can kind of have AI, like on that one.
So here's what you're saying. So you click on one with no results, and then why no results, and it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while, but it really tells you why. Why it's busted. So it's helpful.
So this is a long call butterfly that I was looking at. So it's still analyzing. While that's going on, let's look at. I want to look at something different. So this is obviously an earnings backtest that we're looking at. Let's look at just the market itself. Like, so you'll come in and you might say, okay, like here's how I like to look at the market. Look at SPY, and if you get a feeling for what's going on. I always think, when I do well, I'm looking at volatility signals, and when I don't do well, I'm listening to the news. So what I look for when I come to look how the market's going to do is when volatility is rising, i.e. above this kind of dashed line, that's usually a sign that the market's in duress or that not doing well. When the SPY divided by the components is when that's going actually up, because you don't want to see like a 1-to-1. That's when it's really bad. So like when it's really high, the market's going down, and then when it crosses over, is a good time to get in. So we want, like, it's kind of going the opposite way. So that it's not that strong of a signal right now. I'd be waiting for, these numbers to come up and be a little bit more, demonstrable. But this is actually a pretty strong signal. This is contango. Now, contango is positively related to the market. So it's feeling toppy to me. You know what I mean, Tyler?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go and, let's do well, first of all, let's see what it says. Okay, this is pretty cool. Suggested fixes, intraday, so days min. Yep, I saw that. Days max. Leg 2 strike maximum. Yeah. So they're saying it overlaps. I actually know that this, I've looked at this.
Yeah.
One, that they didn't get this right. The problem is the strike width is opposite, because for some reason they set up the butterfly backwards than we usually do it. So this call is going to be, near the money. This call is going to be out of the money. And then, so you have to see, leg 1 minus leg 2. So that's going to be a negative number. So if we run that, that has to be negative. So you should teach it that, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll teach it. It's that was a tricky one. That was a good test.
Yeah. All right. So here's, what is this? This might be the reverse iron condor. So
that's the reverse iron condor. Yeah.
Yes. So it's hard to tell from here. So you have to go to edit, and then you can see that it's the reverse iron condor. This is 31 delta.
Oh, isn't it? I think this might be the double diagonal.
Oh.
Yeah, look up at the top. What did it say?
Oh yeah, double diagonal. But let's see that it's.
I don't think it actually. It asks you some follow-up questions up there.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Scroll back up. I don't think it actually did anything. It asked you to apply.
Oh, okay. Call or put. We want both. So I guess it doesn't have the double diagonal.
Okay.
So now it just did the long call. I guess we could combine it after, but we might have to teach it that, Tyler.
Yeah.
All right, but let's go down. Let's do the market's feeling toppy. Let's just be very vague. And see what it says. I mean, that's about as vague as it gets. So, and then we'll kind of work with it. So it got SPY. That's great. It got a caller. Toppy. Maybe it doesn't know what toppy is. Going to go down over 30 days. So let's be a little bit more specific. All right, so now it's just a long put. That's a little bit aggressive for me. I guess this is pretty, we'll say conservative strategy. So let's see if it changes its mind on the long put. Put spread like that.
There you go.
In 30 days, so that's good. I might bring it down a little bit, maybe 2 weeks. I guess I told 30 days, so that's good. And then 40 delta, let's just go down to a little bit. And then, anyway, let's run this back test. All right, so is anything doing good? Nothing's looking that great, but again, it didn't look like it was going to be great. So this is, all right. So this is the reverse iron condor. So let's see if we fix that February of 24. So it still has 2 trades. So this got out of the 22nd. So it's it is overlapping, but it's overlapping in a good way if that's when the earnings were, which it does look like that they were. So one made money, the one that wasn't in very long, and the other one didn't. So Feb 20th, 24. Let's look at.
Is there more trades down below? Did it enter?
That one. So it's just doing as many trades as it can in the February one.
Gotcha.
So is that the right date? I mean, that's a huge move, right? So it's probably right, but this one is just saying, hey, you got in a little bit early. It's not much different. Oh, just different strikes. Yeah, so they had to do a lot more out of money strikes, so it didn't get to the 800 is the problem here, but it did here. So that's where you made all your money, is on the 760. So, this doesn't look like the worst trade. I think we could probably, so if we were to scan for options on this. So, what is this? Oh, this is doing a regular Condor. So it didn't get it's not doing the reverse iron Condor.
Did it apply? Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, wait, scroll down on the strategy. Call. Yeah, it looks like it didn't set up that custom one, right?
Yeah. So we'll get rid of that.
Yeah.
So now that looks right. So the out of the money needs to be like 13 and 02. So that'll get it out of the money. Let's just make sure that the leg relationship. So what are we doing here? So the call, this is the negative one. The one that we're short is going to be out of the money. So it has to be a negative, right? So we're buying in the money. So out of money minus in the money is positive, right? So we want this to be positive. And 3 minus 4. So you're buying, this to be positive too. So that should be right. Yeah, so we're paying now. This is what we want to be paying for this. So let's check this out. See how this looks. So that's pretty positive delta. So see, we'd probably be rooting for it to go up. So let's clear that one. Let's look at the delta. Yeah, so that's a pretty positive delta. So let's just make this 0.05 and see if there's anything that comes. Yeah, so these are good. So these are better ones. June. So that looks a little bit more balanced. That looks even more balanced. So why don't we do this one, Tyler, for the
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so this is a paper trading account. Is it my right paper trading account? Go to positions. No, this is the Autotrade. So I have Autotrade, and we've talked about this in prior shows, but I have automatic trades that go in there. So, and then we have a full trade log. So I don't want to put it in there. So I want to put it, this is my manual paper trade. So you could have multiple paper trading accounts. So we'll put it in there. And here you could force a trade. So let's give them a few cents. And that should be good. Force that. And it might have a problem with the SMV being different than the thing. Nope, it got it. All right, so we're in there. And then what I like to do is go in and make an alert, Tyler.
Yeah. So
you can now alert after an event. So one day after earnings, we can, say, hey, T-Hub, exit this trade.
It changed that to 1. It's at 13.
Oh, 1 day. Let me 1 day after the next. Thank you. All right, so then I always check it. Is it in there? Yes, it is. 1 day after earnings. All right, so there's one trade that we did. And now where were we? We were looking for a back test, and we were looking. This is the long put spread. All right, cool. So that's running still. Do we want to like do it even farther out of the money? Let's put 0.02, so give it something. Let's run that. I mean, we could, what we could do is, okay, so here's the put spread. So you're losing a lot of money on put spread, right? No shock there. But one of the things you can do, and if you want to view it better, you could see, okay, yeah, we made money there, we made money there. You could then try to optimize this one. And this will help tell you, when is a good time to get in there. So we'd add a data set, and we're looking for, good p-values. So there's some good p-values here, but it's getting a slightly better slope. But let's just see. So this is the forecast. So we could look for a forecast. Let's zoom in. So let's just zoom in and make sure. Okay, this is when we want to be in, and we're not. So I don't really like that one that much. So I would say nope, not that into that one. Even though it did make money. Let's look for. So that's a short-term thing. So we probably want a medium-term. We don't want that choppiness. So here's a medium-term one. We did miss that one. We did miss this one. So strange. So let's I want to get rid of that one. So let's.
I think it's mostly just missing the big drops.
Right, but that's when we wanted to be in.
Yeah.
So I want a longer term one. And so, so it got a little bit of that. So the orange line is the equity line, right? So you want to see the pops get picked up, right? So here's, for the green one is the one that you want the pops there. So it got a little bit of that. So, that's still missing a lot of the pop here. So, I get it. It's working okay, but that's not really what I'm looking for, if that makes sense. I like the this is going to get, let's see, yeah, so this is actually better, right? So, yeah, so this is in a little bit more, although it well, that's strange. Why did this make money? Why did my right here, long put's coming down. So we had a little bit of that. Would have been nice to get a little bit more, but we didn't. Actually, it looks like something was weird on that ratio calculation. But let's look back here. This is one that I would like. So I'm gonna save this. And this is long put spread 30 DTE 35.15. So I then go to my save back test. Look at, so 35.15. So I'm going to turn this on my Autotrader, and we'll wait to that in the Autotrader it will look for it every. It will look for a trade in here every day at 14 minutes before the close when our normal put spreads open. So, I think that's a good show, Tyler. What we did is we went in and we worked with AI. So we went to the custom backtester, described what we want to do. We did some research before, just briefly in the Outlook section. So again, you go to the Outlook, this is all the things that we have. So the Outlook is here. And, we saw that the market's looking a little toppy. What should we do? did a backtest in SPY, and we set some criteria to help us get in at the right time.
Yep.
And then we went to the custom backtester and just describe what we want to do. And then we still have to check it, and then you keep working with it. It's an iterative process. Anyone that's worked with AI knows that that you could.
Well, that's what I like about it. I mean, you're working with the AI. It feels much more personal, and it's better to go through the dashboard like this, I think, because it's more fun, and you get more accurate results. We were able to test out some pretty involved strategies there, and I think we got some good results. And we're going to continue making sure AI is an integral part of the dashboard workflow. So
it's only going to get better, right? Like, so like we're like, as we test it, as we get feedback, we have a full community to play. So everything's going to help. And soon what we want to have is just for you to be chatting with AI and doing a lot of the research that you need to find good trades. So that's our goal.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Really exciting times. Thanks for demoing that, Matt. And thanks for demoing the AI backtester. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask them in the Auto AI, and you can get some help there. Let us know if you guys have any show topics that you want us to cover, any questions you have that you'd like us to go over, and we'd be happy to do so. Thank you, Trader, for hosting us, and thank you, Matt, for demoing. We'll see you guys again next week.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yep.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.